All right, Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. I'm the brother lawyer, and I teach at the Great Millstone National Camp. Come back with a quick lesson, and this lesson will be entitled, "The Medes Shall Take Down Babylon Again." And the Medes are not, referring to as the Persians, which are the Iranians today. So let's get into that. Leave it Isaiah 13. The Medes on the ancient map is where Russia sits at today. So in Isaiah 13, 17, Isaiah 13:17 says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." And so this is going to, it's like I'm dealing with some the elements at the moment. All right. So this right here, when it says the Medes shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it, the Russians are not going to be satisfied with what America tries to offer unto them. At this time, the fury of the Medes is going to be upon Babylon the Great, America. And it says, "Their bows also shall dash the young man to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children." So their bows, like in the ancient world, they call them arrows, or bow and arrow. So their missiles, these ICBMs that should be shot into the ends of the world, shall not regard the citizens over here in Babylon the Great, America. It says, "In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah." And so what did he do? He burned those cities. So that's how it's going to be. And it says, "It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there." So this is going to be an inhabitable place. You look on the ancient map, the Medo-Persians, they did not level Babylon. It's still inhabited. It's the land of Iraq, and they're involved in that war that's going on. America put its bases over there, and Iran is hitting that land. So that's ancient Babylon, or the land known as Ur. That's that area. And so I'm going to read this. It says, "Yes, the Persian Empire under Cyrus the Great conquered and took down the Neo-Babylonian Empire in 539 BCE. And that's going to happen again via Russia, because Russia and Iran are allies. And, of course, the Iranians, they're known as the Persians, and they were a tough military, and they're tough today, and they're very humble too. And, the Lord might have a little bit of, might give them a little bit of leeway in the kingdom. They still going to work and go into captivity and be slaves. But, they allowed us to build our temple, and so this the nation that probably, will receive some type of leniency, but the punishment is still going to be there because they was a cruel people, And even today, side note, a lot of Iranians that I know, they cool as fuck, real cool. And they like Jake, they cool with Jake, I'd rather deal with them than dealing with Ishmael, But anyway, it says the city of Babylon surrendered with little resistance after the Persian army defeated Babylonian forces at the Battle of Opis, marking the end of Babylonia's independent native rule. And that's how these Americans are. They're independent. They're over here in the West. Of course, you got Canada and Mexico, but guess what? None of these other nations are really allied with America anymore. So America is alone. She's very independent. you know, and let me get this too, because when these missiles begin to get shot, let me get that. Let me get that real quick. Matter of fact, let me make sure my sound up. Okay. All right. Second Ezra 16:13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. There you go. The bow and arrow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. So how the hell you gonna shoot a bow and arrow from one end of the earth to the other within the hour? Because it says in Revelation, I believe 18, says that Babylon shall be destroyed in the hour. It's gonna take roughly an hour or 30 minutes to an hour for this place to be destroyed. So his right hand that bending the bow are the missiles. And then I'm gonna get this too in Ezekiel, I believe it's 38, because America don't have no protection around it, no missile defense system, and that shit ain't working over there in Israel, and that's how they're not the people too, because it says that when the real people are in the land, it won't be no warfare no more. Isaiah 2. Is it Ezekiel 38? Give me 1 second. Yeah. So Ezekiel 38:11, and it says, "And thou shalt say, oh no, 10. It says, thus said the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." And so these other nations are going to think upon that evil thought. We just read it in Isaiah the 13th chapter. It says that their bows shall not regard, not prince. Did it say princes? I can't. The children, women. They're not gonna care. That's how mad these other nations are going to be. They're not going to give a damn. America's going to push them to that limit, and they damn near there now. But they still have some diplomacy, So anyway, let's keep reading that. Ezekiel 38, verse 11, "And thou shalt say, I will go to the land of unwalled villages." So in the ancient world, a village that's unwalled, anybody can come in and take over that village. That's the same way with America. America doesn't have a defense around, doesn't have walls. Yeah, it has a little funky ass border that they're still letting people overthrow, which are Israelites and Mexicans, which half this land is their land. Side note, Texas, New Mexico, Cali, Nevada, what's the other one? Phoenix or Arizona? Yeah, Arizona. That land is theirs originally. So anyway, it says all of them dwelling. No, it says I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely. In this, in America, we dwell pretty safely. We don't really have no worries like that of warfare. An enemy force, taking us over. And even with that, they would have hell. because everybody's strapped in America. You got hella veterans, you know, what they call them, YNs, you know. So it'll be difficult for them to take over, America. And you got some niggas that got RPGs and, Esau got the bombs, the claymores, and he got some he got some good shit, in carnality. So that wouldn't happen. The only way to come over here and invade this place is via the missiles. That's gonna stop everything. And no, this place will not be inhabited anymore. And it says, in having neither bars nor gates. Right. So this place will be able to get taken over, And then damn, I just thought about something. Salaki. But let me keep going. All right, and so what else I wanted to get with this? So this is just a screenshot of that. And really that's where I really wanted to touch on was how, this place being Babylon the Great, or the daughter of Babylon. And also too, the Edomites dwell here. The Edomites, so-called white people, are synonymous to ancient Babylon. I believe that's in Zechariah. Give me 1 second. Let's see. No, it's in. I know it's in. Yeah, but it's another one in Zechariah 2, I believe. It says, Psalm 137:7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. So destroy it. In the day that the Babylonians were taking us over. It says, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. It didn't say, oh Babylon, because really, when you see daughter of Babylon, that's particularly going into, the next country that's like unto ancient Babylon. That has the same customs, the same ways. This is America. And Babal, means confusion. This place ain't nothing but confusion. So, old daughter of Babylon is an emphasis, who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So what you've done to the Israelites, Esau, Edom, is going to be done unto you. And that's why you're losing at this war as of right now. And I'm gonna try to make this video a little short because I'm having some issues with, speaking, the air is making me cough, so to speak. I need some water. But anyway, it says, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth our little ones against a stone. And that's what you used to do unto our kids, unto the natives, And when I say natives, of course, talking about the so-called Mexicans, the so-called Latinos, all of them stem from the natives, along with, the American Indian, the Seminole Indian, so-called Gad and Reuben. And I want to get that, how I was saying that, Edom is basically Babylon. I think I'm trying to remember. I think it's something like Zion dwell with Edom or with Babylon. I forgot how it go. I know it says Zechariah though. It might be Zephaniah. No, it is Zechariah. Yep. Zechariah 2:7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. So Zion is a people before it's a place. Just like the Babylonians were a people before it's a place. For thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you hath touched the apple of his eye. So what you've done to the Israelites, Edom, You know, you touch the apple of the Lord's eye. You know, and you got to get paid back for that. It says, "For behold, I will shake my hand upon them," and that's what's happening right now. You're being visited via Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem means in the name. And then Yahushua is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world calls Jesus, or Jesus. All right. "For behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and there shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me." And you're gonna find that out very soon when the hardships happen here in Babylon, America, and you start going through more turmoil. You're gonna know that the Lord is visiting you. And so, Lord, will this is an edifying lesson. Giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushua, Ba'Hashem, Kakodash, Shalom.